Good day, IOA. This is Ellen Miller, IOA's Executive Director. And today I'm joined by Sarah Klaper and Mark Patterson, who are board members and also co-chairs of IOA's GPC, now called our Advocacy Committee. Welcome, Mark and Sarah.
Thank you.
We wanted to update you on a meeting that we had last week with representatives from the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights and the U.S. Office of Management and Budget. As you may know, the U.S. government is about to issue a notice of proposed rulemaking in Title IX and to make changes to that process. What that means is they're going to make some changes and put it out for public comment. For those of you in other sectors or in other countries, Title IX prohibits sex discrimination in U.S. education institutions that receive federal funding. But before a notice of proposed rulemaking is issued, the government likes to hold meetings with a variety of stakeholders, and IOA was so fortunate to secure one of those meetings last week on May 17th, where we had the opportunity to directly educate representatives of the department that we're trying to educate. It was a wonderful day for IOA, and we just want to share a little bit about that. So Mark, can you tell our members about the main points we made at that meeting?
Sure, Ellen. There were three goals that we had in talking with Department of Education leaders. First, we wanted to clarify and explain the role of an organizational ombuds within the campus safety landscape. Sarah's going to share a little more about how we did that. And amazing as it sounds, we found that not everyone in government seems to understand how organizational ombuds work in higher education. I say that tongue in cheek. Our second goal was to provide insight as to why organizational ombuds, or at least those organizational ombuds not performing other roles at their respective universities, should not be classified as officials with authority to institute corrective measures for compliance with Title IX. Our last goal was to encourage Department of Ed leaders to allow campus leaders to designate their organizational ombuds who practice to industry standards as confidential resources, supportive of the purposes of Title IX and the needs of their respective constituencies. So we found also that even though the existing regulation provides flexibility for campus leaders, Department of Education's field guidance seems to assume that all ombuds are the same. And in recommending on the field that ombuds be considered as reporting authorities, they seem to assume that we have, as organizational ombuds, classical ombuds formal authorities. And this guidance deprives campuses of an ability to make a particularized assessment in accordance with the statute and regulation. Last, we explained that ombuds are not in the business of burying info. I said that feedback from my visitors often shows that they would often do nothing without an ombuds to talk to confidentially. So in other words, allowing university leaders to determine within their own institutions that an organizational ombuds is not a reporting official can allow more information to get to the right people and helps more survivors get help.
Thanks, Mark. At the meeting, we also pulled back the curtain to demonstrate the kinds of issues that come to the Ombuds office. Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about what you said and why that's so important for our community?
Absolutely. We thought it was really essential that the Department of Education, OMB, understand what ombuds do. We know that we are continually educating the people on our own campuses about the role of an organizational ombuds. And that people, unless they've really worked with us, sometimes don't understand what we do. So it was essential for the Department of Education, who doesn't regularly work with us, to understand what we do. And so I walked us through kind of what happens in a typical day as far as what happens when different visitors come to see us. I focused on two types of visitors. First of all, people who potentially need to file a Title IX complaint. But most of the time when they come to see us, they are coming to us because they don't understand what their obligations are, what they have to do, what they don't have to do, and then what their options are. And so we talked about how we walk visitors through that type of scenario. Then I also talked about kind of the flip side, which is that we also frequently see people who have been accused of Title IX violations because practically speaking, they don't have anywhere else to go for confidential advice about their situation, where they sit in the process, what's going to happen next, all of that when they're in the Title IX process. They might have a private advisor who's private, but private and confidential are two different things. And our visitors know that. And so that's why they come to us for confidential advice. We wanted to walk the Department of Education through this and exactly what we talk about and how we advise people in the Title IX process, because we wanted them to know that our offices are not kind of this black hole of information where risk management goes to die. It is truly not that way. We are essential components for effective, efficient, really truly effective universities and college environments. And one of those places that we can be essential is in the campus safety environment, being the place where people, as Mark already indicated, will go to get the information they need so that they can feel comfortable with a process and know what's going to happen next and not be scared of the unknown, so that they will actually follow through and go through receiving the resources and the services they need from the campus environment or off campus. And so we are essential in helping that formal process be effective.
Absolutely. Thanks so much to both of you for this time today and for your work at GPC in the advocacy space. You know, the work that we do in the US Title IX space is not just for the higher academic community. It really has application way beyond US regulations and provides such an essential opportunity for us to educate about our core values and why confidentiality is so critical to the work. So we'll keep you updated as we move through the summer. We expect the notice of proposed rulemaking to come out sometime in June, and IOA will be filing comments on that. We'll keep you updated. And for now, have a great day, IOA.